February 25th. I get up this morning and I'm watching the news. And please, somebody, explain to me how Trump can say that Ukraine started the war. I am so flabbergasted, guys. Like, it's just beyond stupidity at this point. The statements this man makes. And I don't understand how he isn't laughed off the floor. Well, he kind of is, because every country is saying this is ridiculous, this is not true, these are blatant lies. Is he mentally ill? Okay, we joke about this, saying, but I now have to believe firmly this man is mentally ill. To say that Ukraine is a dictatorship and that they started the war. And, my fears about, I mentioned to you guys before, seeing things happen back in the 1930s and the early 40s with Germany, the road that led to World War II, and seeing these things again in the current U.S. system, absolutely 100% confirmed this morning when I see the U.S. aligning itself with Russia. Comment below. It's like I'm living in a Twilight Zone episode. Not even joking. It is unfathomable to me, these statements, the state of where this is going. Canada is just fully pulling back from the States, along with the European Unions and all of your allies. And he continues to be allowed to make these statements and embarrass your country. That's what it is. It's an embarrassment. We'll say that we have seen the protests that are occurring down there, and full support to you guys that are finally beginning to stand up and say enough of this nonsense, because that's what it is. Utter nonsense. Howdy, folks. Just out in the garage working. So everything is broken. The car is in the shop, but it's had parts on order for months. So we've had a check engine light on the PHEV, and they've done numerous tests. I've replaced numerous sensors and parts, and now they're telling me it's the gas tank. The gas tank has a leak in it, which is causing a vacuum issue, which is causing the sensor to go off. I don't know. This is literally the sixth time the car is going in for this check engine light. So it's in the shop. The four-wheeler is down. So it needs a new battery. Four-wheeler is 2 years old, and the battery in it is dead. Would not charge, completely dead. So yesterday, I went to the shop, battery here in town, and I bought a battery. Not this battery. It was a 500 cold cranking amp, 30 amp hour battery, which was quite a step up from what came in the bike. It's also an advanced glass matte battery, which should be better than the wet cell that Polaris put in there for some reason. Because we have such cold temperatures up here, the wet cell batteries don't do great. They freeze, and then once they freeze, they no longer work. So anyway, I ordered an AGM battery. However, when I got it and put it in the bike yesterday, the posts, the negative and the positive, were reversed, so I had to turn the battery around. Well, the cables aren't long enough to install the battery, so it had to go back. Here's the strange and wonderful part, guys. I told you the specs on that battery. This battery that he sells me today, by the way, it was $215 for that battery yesterday, for a four-wheeler battery. I can't believe that. That's crazy. To me, that's insane. $215. I just replaced the great big battery in the truck for $320. Anyway, this story gets worse. So today he says the only battery that he has that will fit in that bike with the posts the right way is this one, which is 310 cold cranking amps. So it's a little less than what Polaris put in there originally, and it's only an 18 amp hour battery. So this battery is half the size of the one he sold me yesterday for $200. It was $189 plus tax. This one is $194 plus tax. So you literally just sold me half the battery for $5 more. But he ate the $5 in difference and he just exchanged them. I don't know what this world is coming to, guys, but that makes no sense to me at all. If it's half the size of battery, it should be half the price. Also, the snowblower is down. There was a broken shear pin on the propellers that go in the front. If you have a 3-stage snowblower, not only does it have an auger that turns, but it has a propeller. It's called an accelerator. I didn't know what it was called. And that forces the snow into the auger. They also have shear pins on them, which look like this. So I bought another pack of these, and this one has an A on the end of it. No, sorry. I'm backwards because... So I was arguing with the guy at the shop. My machine came with these black ones in the accelerator. And then the ones that have... It comes with 2 different kinds. It comes with the kind that has a hex bolt on the end. See how there's an A on the end of that? Well, you would think that this would go on the auger. A for auger, and it has a hex bolt. No, it isn't. These are more heavy duty, so it takes more to break them. And these go on the accelerator. Well, I was arguing with the guy because mine that I bought at the shop has them reversed. So when I replaced the accelerator one, I put another black one on it. And so he was telling me yesterday at the shop, no, that's not right. And I said, well, it's the way the machine came, so that's why I did it that way. And I looked at the package. Yeah, he's right. However, the kid that put my machine together at their shop obviously put mine on backwards. And the problem with that is what happens is that the auger then has a super heavy-duty pin that doesn't break as easy, and then that can cause damage to the internals of the snowblower if these shear pins don't break when they hit something hard. So that's why they make the ones that go on the auger to break a little easier. So now you guys just learned something. I learned something as well. Don't trust the kid that builds your machine at the shop to know what he's doing. And yes, Sandy, I know that A also stands for accelerator. Thank you for that. Ooh, it's either nippy or nipply. Maybe both. Minus 15 Celsius. I'm going to do this quick so my hands don't freeze. Alright. So, this one should go positive on the right side here. Here's what I'm saying. Look how small this battery is compared to the one that was in there before. The one that was in there before took up the whole space. So, I don't know. But that is the same size that's in the snow machine. Okay, so I actually took the box, guys. I cut it up and I wedged it all down in here to keep this battery from flopping around. There is a plastic cover right here that's going to go across the top of the battery to hold it in as well. Not ideal, but hey, we'll make it work. Okay. There it is. Now to see if the bike starts. Kind of puts these cables sticking up in the air. Oh, I need 2 hands. Why is this not going in? Well, apparently they stripped that other bolt when they put the top cover on at the factory. What else is new, guys? Who don't know what they're doing, kids. Alright, let's see if this is going to start. Oh, we have power. Okay. Now I gotta figure out how to reset the clock. Thanks, buddy. You're a good boy. Gage figured out how to set the clock. Yeah, I know. I can't remember any of that stuff. Okay. Back to work. And that, my friends, is a job well done.